Welcome to Frame by Frame, a CUNY TV series spotlighting the vibrant voices of New York City filmmakers. I'm Robert Tutak, professor of film at Brooklyn College. In this episode, we're featuring three outstanding filmmakers from the Brooklyn College Film Department who will give us a peek into their filmmaking journey. So let's meet them. Alexa Whyte is a Caribbean-American filmmaker based in Brooklyn, whose work spans dance films, music videos, and narrative storytelling. Her films, exploring vulnerability as a source of power and connection, have screened at many festivals, such as the New York Short Film International Film Festival. Alexa is the director of the short film Oldest. Jonah Goldstein is an award-winning experimental filmmaker, inspired by artists such as Maya Deren, Franz Kafka, and Fritz Lang. His films tackle themes of miscommunication and existentialism. Going under the name Lazarus for this film, Jonah is the director of Our Wonderful Future. Roberto M Uriarte is a Mexican-American filmmaker inspired by the visual worlds of Tim Burton and Guillermo del Toro. But it was the melodramatic and heartfelt style of Pedro Almodovar that truly inspired him to tell his own stories. Roberto is the producer and the director of Mari. Welcome everyone. It's great to have you here on Frame by Frame. Roberto, Alexa, Jonah, thank you for coming. Alexa, let's begin with you. Talk about your story. How did it come about? And what is it about?
So my film follows this character, Johnny, who's a young girl in an immigrant family household, and she's the oldest of her siblings, and she needs to decide whether she should pursue her dreams or stay back home for the sake of her family.
What does she do?
She actually ends up following her dreams, but then we kind of see what happens when her family is facing the backlash of her leaving.
Is she selfish?
I wouldn't say she's selfish. I feel like a lot of people, especially people that grow up in immigrant family households, have this pressure on them to perform and also uphold a certain standard and make their family proud. But at the end of the day, it's your own life to live. So I think that she's not selfish for following her dream. It's actually commendable.
Where did you find the character? How did...
Johnny's actually based off of my mom. My mom is the eldest of 6 siblings, and she grew up in Jamaica. And just getting to see how she interacts with her siblings and all the stuff that she does, even for her whole family, even grown, is just really inspiring. And I wanted to make something to kind of.
Did your mother see your film?
Yeah, my mom is actually in the film, and she helped me. I love her so much. And so it was really nice to get to have her be a part of the film in that way and hear all the family reactions to it.
Speaking of character, you did a fantastic job casting and working with actors. How did you do it? How did you find the actors and how you worked?
So the main character, Johnny, is actually played by my longtime friend, Nicole Mercedes. And so when she came and auditioned for it, she actually made me cry in the auditions. It was remarkable. And I did a lot of chemistry reads with a lot of the other main actors. Janira Campos Puleo, amazing. She plays the mom in the film. She came in for the chemistry read in the audition, and they just went back and forth with each other, and they're both also Dominican. And so just like having that similar cultural element to it, and also just having them be the great actors that they are in their own rights. They really bounce each other back and forth, and I wanted to give them room to improv, and it was just a lot of inspiration from that. And also Gary Pfizer, who plays the brother in the last scene of the film, similar thing with him. We did a chemistry read with both him and Nicole, and they made us cry in just their auditions.
So you did allow them to improvise, you did allow them to... And clearly, the scene between the mother and the daughter is a very dynamic, very dramatic, and beautifully done, and very moving scene. Now, I know your script. or I know about your script, and I know that the sequence in the script evolved, the sequence of scenes, the story, the way you are telling it has changed. Speak to it.
Yeah. So funnily enough, the script actually started off with us in the future. And then it takes us back to the past, and then we are jumped back into the future again. But because the story is so short, I actually felt like it would be better for us to grow with Ajani and see where she started and what led her to come to that decision to follow her dreams, because I feel like it added a little bit more emotional intensity. We're with her, seeing her take care of her family, you know, there for her brothers, not really like thinking about herself. And then when we get to that penultimate point where she's like, no, I'm actually gonna go, I will go. It's like, okay, I know where she's coming from. I know, like, this makes sense, and we're going to be on her side.
It was a great decision because, yes, as you said, we are growing with the character, we are living with her, and we are progressing with her. Okay, wonderful. So let's watch a clip from all this.
Ma? I think I want to go out of state for school.
No. Johnny, no. It's too much stress on the family.
But, Mommy, I can afford it. I got a scholarship. And if I pull together the money that I've made from working the past few years, I can pay for tuition on my own.
Johnny, I am tired. I have had a long day of work. I don't hear your mouth no more. Oh! Suck your teeth at me again and see what happens.
Yo no entiendo tu problema conmigo. What's your problem with me? I do everything around here. Yo lo hago todo en esta casa, and you let me do nothing of my own accord.
Eres tú ahora que hace todo. You do everything. Let me remind you that it's me who pays the rent. Don't forget that. I put clothing on your back. I got a roof over your head.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Girl.
That's what you're supposed to do. The one time I want something for me, for my future.
For your future?
You think just you being a good mother, just paying rent?
Let me tell you something about future. The day I had you, that was my future.
Okay, that was a great scene. And again, congratulations on your film. It's a very powerful film. The characters are very powerful. Jonah, let's talk about your story.
All right.
What is the story about? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's set in the 1950s. It's about a late night talk show host who tries to warn his audience about like one thing, and it's basically that without empathy, we have one linear path ahead of us, and that's just total atomic nuclear annihilation.
Okay, so it's a fantastic premise, but
Yeah,
where does
fun.
it come from? Is that your philosophy in general, or is it just applying to the...
Yeah, I would say it's definitely philosophy. Yeah, I feel like, especially nowadays, we kind of see that empathy is really not leading the forefront of thought in a lot of people, and we can see it tearing the world and especially like each other apart. And I think that with all of that just continuing, war only escalates.
You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for humanity.
Not unless we take a drastic turn away from where we're going right now.
Want. Talk about the visual. It's a very stylized film.
Yeah.
Why did you choose black and white? Why did you choose grain?
Well, usually that's part of my aesthetic. I started making black and white experimental films during COVID. That was like the first type of films that I was making. And this film was trying to harken back to that. I feel like I started making like color film, but that film grain, that film aesthetic or filmic has always been there. And so this was supposed to be like sort of going back to basics and also being a natural like evolution of
But you're a young person, you're a young filmmaker.
Yeah.
Why you longing for the grain and for black and white. I would be the one, not you.
I think it's because also that those are the type of stuff I grew up on. I grew up in a weird house where, like, I was watching Three Stooges when I was a kid. That was my favorite stuff. My dad was showing me like 70s exploitation films, 50s.
As a child?
Yes, yeah. So that like film grain, low budget, like type of aesthetic was always with me throughout my whole life. I was like making mixtapes on cassettes. It was kind of weird growing up, but I think that translated into my films, especially the style.
You're calling yourself an experimental filmmaker. Define for me experimental.
Experimental filmmaking, I think, is telling a story or trying to get a universal thought or experience in a non-narrative or non-normal
What does it
way.
mean non-normal?
Just like
Every filmmaker wants to convey a story in a non-normal way.
yeah, but
Isn't everybody experimental?
you're right. But I
Wasn't
think
Franz
that
Kafka experimental when he was writing? Because you're inspired by Franz Kafka?
yeah, I think that it's also about like creating like visual metaphors for the essence of what you're trying to get across. Sometimes I talk about like if you want to like experiment like a scene of two people talking. One person is trying to open up to another.
You're just looking for your own unique visual language.
Yeah.
So let's watch a clip from our wonderful future.
Is progress. This is Adam, the annihilation detonation machine. Adam here represents the pinnacle of humanity, nuclear fission. Before that, we were cavemen, babies, playing in sand. But once we found fission, we obtained the power of God. Before July 16, 1945, we'd never seen the sun so close to home. We'd never seen a light that bright. We'd never been so close to the annihilation of all life. In the beginning, there was emptiness, nothingness.
And then there was light.
Roberto, let me quote from you. Memories whisper when you least expect them. Talk to me.
Yes, my story is it's about a lot of things, but at the core, it's a love story between a girl and her grandma Tita, and they have a close bond with each other. But Tita dies, but that bond still remains, and they find a way to communicate kind of with each other, support each other, and still love each other. So,
but she doesn't know Mari. She doesn't know who Mari really is.
She doesn't, but it's a love story. Like she doesn't.
Is it still a love story?
I
if
believe
you love
so.
somebody that you don't know who she is.
Yes, because it's about Mari's love for her and how she remembers her, and she chooses to remember her with all the good moments, with all the love that she has for her.
But through metaphor, Grandma does whisper
Yes.
into her ears.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and that could be interpreted in a lot of ways. It could be just Mari seeing what she wants to see, hearing what she wants to see, what she chooses to see or hear.
You did a wonderful job with the visual. It's extremely sophisticated, very well controlled. How did you come about it? What inspired you? How did you do it?
Yeah, a lot of things. Before I had the story, I had like some of the scenes in mind. Like I knew I wanted a girl talking to a bird, like a taxidermy bird, having like a deep conversation with that. And I didn't know what the conversation was going to be yet. But and then I wanted the portrait coming to life, so I had that 2D mentality set into it. I had a lot of inspiration from other films like Amelie, Guillermo del Toro, those type of films. But yeah, and then also the limitation of, I shot all in an apartment. So, and I did the set decorating and the set design, so I was talking to my camera guy, I was like, don't film that wall because it's not part of the color scheme I'm using or something, you know?
Talk about the color scheme. How did it come into telling the story?
Yeah, I wanted a consistent color palette, which was mostly green, reds, and some gold. And it came from the bird itself, actually. I wanted to replicate the bird kind of in that and make them a little bit darker because I wanted to have a little darker, gloomier tone to the whole story.
To me, when I was watching it, it looked like every image is a frame. That it begins with a frame, grandma talking to the little girl, right? Then the frame gets animated in the bedroom of the little girl, the grown-up girl now.
Yes.
But even the way you framed them with pictures on the walls, it seems like the whole thing is about pictures, 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 images framed on the wall. So that's another sort of like a flat composition, which works wonderfully for the story you're talking. It's memories. We have either albums with pictures or we hang them on the walls, and that's what you have here.
Yeah.
Now, you said Almodovar encouraged you to tell the truth or tell your story.
Yeah, to share my kind of stories, because before then I had an idea that movies were just like action movies, superhero type of things, but when I watched Almodovar's melodramatic films talking about like everyday, like segments of everyday life and just amplifying them in a very like cinematic and visual way, then I was like, oh, I have a lot of these stories I can share too, you know, a lot of these moments and characters in my life that I can talk about, you know? Because before that, I thought it was only, that type of storytelling was only like in soap operas, you know? I never thought of a movie in that
Well,
style.
personal stories were told many times over by many directors.
Yeah.
So you discovered Almodovar because of his personal storytelling or
Yeah.
because of the nature of the stories that he's telling?
Yeah, both. Yeah, both. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, like he talks a lot about his grandma in all his movies. You know, he has a grandma. He has like different type of women. You know, I grew up with a lot of different types of women that raised me. Grandma, obviously, in this story. So yeah, so I took a lot of motivation. Like it was very motivating.
So grandma is your grandma.
Yeah. In many ways, it's everyone's grandma.
Wonderful. It's a beautifully shot and beautiful performed movie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's watch a clip from Mari.
But for Maddie, her little heart beats in harmony with her grandma's. She calls her tita because she struggles with weak words like abuelita. Like kindred spirits, Maddie inherited many of her tita's features and traits. Her dark brown eyes, the shape of her forehead, and her sweet tooth. An indulgence tita has to monitor after she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. 2 days after Mary's 5th birthday. Mary's first friend was an introverted parakeet. Tita brought him home one night after she won him in a game of loteria. The bird had a name that was forgotten the moment Mary called him Pew Pew, echoing the sound he made. The sudden change of atmosphere made Pew Pew prone to panic attacks, causing him to bite the finger that laid close to him.
Sana, sana, colita de rana, si no sana hoy, sanará mañana.
A true romantic, Tita's favorite pastime was watching old movies that reminded her of Mary's grandfather.
So you were all selections at the Brooklyn College Film Festival last year. You participated. Let me give the audience a brief overview of the festival. The Brooklyn College Film Festival is one of the oldest student film festivals in the country, running continuously since 1982. This annual festival features narrative, documentary, and experimental undergraduate thesis films. The festival mission is to promote the outstanding films to the world. Many of the films have gone on to win prestigious honors and screened at festivals around the world, such as Sundance Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival, and many others. Next year will mark the 44th edition of the festival. Okay, so let's talk about your festival experience. Did you win anything, Alexa?
So I won the award for producing and the Women in Film Scholarship, which means a lot to me because my film Oldest is such a female-centric film, and it's really just about, you know, uplifting women following their dreams. So especially winning that scholarship really meant the world to me.
Great, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you were nominated for several different awards.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
assume. Directing, were you nominated for directing? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You deserve it, you deserve it.
Thank you so
deserve it.
much.
Roberto.
Yes, I also won a couple of awards. One was a production design, set design, which I was very happy with. I was very honored. And I won directing, which is an award I actually shared with Manny Perez, who was a DP on my film. So I was very happy to share that with him.
Okay, great. Congratulations. Jonah, I know you had several different films, one in competition at the Brooklyn College Film Festival, and this is a different one. So you're a prolific filmmaker. What was your experience at the festival? Did you attend it?
Yes, I did, yeah. My thesis film was selected by the staff, and it won, I believe, 2 awards. It was for sound and a shared award for cinematography.
Okay, I'm not asking you to praise Brooklyn College, but just be honest and give a brief, go ahead.
So interestingly enough, I'm a business major. I know a lot of people don't know that about me. They always think I'm like, so yeah, I'm a business marketing major, and I did some trim as well. And for a long time, especially going to college in the height of COVID, I was looking for a community, and I really wanted that, especially for entertainment, because I just loved making films on my own, in my own right. So when I got to meet some people from the film department, I knew that I wanted to get more in touch with that world. And shout out to Judith Kennedy, who is our just kind of like a lead, a pillar in the film department. She actually convinced me to take more film classes, and that along with just getting to be more in touch with the community made me solidify that film is what I wanted to do. So I shout out Brooklyn College for that.
Okay, wonderful. Speaking of realizing that film is what you wanted to do, how did it happen?
So it happens like a lot of people's story. It's similar to a lot of people's story, where it's somebody will call you up and just be like, hey, I need extra hands on a set, can you help me? And I'm like, okay, I have a free Saturday. I can help you on that, not knowing anything. Which is
so what was the moment that made you realize this is it?
So actually, that first set that I was on, which is so funny because I first AD'd that, my first set ever, and now I first AD professionally, which is so funny. So after that set, my friend Rose Sutton, she was like, hey, I like your mind. I feel like we should make a film together. And so from there, we made a dance film together called Layers. And that was my first film, and we went to a bunch of festivals. And after making that film and directing for the first time, I realized, hey, I want to do this, and I want to do this in school and then see if I can do this professionally. And the rest is history.
Okay, great.
So.
Jonah, what sparkled the interest? You were at 16, you were making films.
Yeah.
Even before.
Yeah.
When you were watching exploitation movies with your father as a baby, did you think of making films?
Yeah. Filming and like making films has always been like around me. I grew up with like an old like video camera. You know, I put the tapes on the side, and I was always running around my house like using that. I was probably like 4. I was like editing like stop motion videos when I was like 12.
So was it conscious, or was it just was it happening?
It was just it was just always there. I didn't really think about like doing it like for a living or like wanting to do it at all. It just like eventually like I just
But it
thought
stayed
about
with
it.
you. It
Yeah,
stayed with
I
you.
thought about it. Then it was just like what I was doing with my time.
Roberto, where did you begin? As a child, as a baby watching exploitation?
For me, it was soap operas. But,
Soap opera? Okay, here we go.
but
Did you think of making soap operas when you watched it?
no, I always loved films, and I always knew I wanted to be a part of it in any way. And I thought my way was going to be like set design, production design type of thing. But it wasn't until I went to Brooklyn College that I took my first screenwriting class with Deborah Goodwin that I enjoyed telling stories, and she was very, it felt like a safe space just to like be vulnerable, share your kind of stories, the topics you want. And I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like not just the design part, but also the storytelling part.
Okay, so where do you want to go next?
Make more.
Like what? Do you know what you're going to make?
Make more. I'm currently working on my second short film. And then I want to make a feature out of it.
Okay.
Out of, like,
do you
the
have an
two short
idea
films.
as to what kind of feature, what kind of a story? Is it similar? Is it not?
It's a similar
Okay,
type
great.
of story, magical realism and just coming of age type of thing.
Alexa, do you want to be a filmmaker or are you going to work on the set? Do you want to direct?
I mean, I want to direct ultimately. Right now I'm working freelancing as assistant director and a producer.
How is the world out there? Is it easy? Is it difficult? You left school. School was comfortable, convenient. You had assignments and homework to do, and now you're on your own.
I mean, I just view it as like a new adventure every single set. I just love meeting new people, getting to travel for work. And so I just want to keep making more and more and more. I want to direct more music videos and short narrative content, and I'm just excited for what the future holds for me.
Jonah, what's your next film? Is it as depressing as this one?
Kind of, yeah. It's a 1960s style science fiction film about 3 astronauts who crash land on an unknown planet.
Well, here we
and
go.
it's about them, yeah. It's about them like falling apart as they try to find out who crashed the ship. And I'm also working on a feature adaptation of Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis. More experimental, kind of like this one.
Fantastic. I wish you all the best, success, and keep doing it, keep going. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Roberto,
Thank you.
Alexa, Jonah. I hope you enjoyed meeting our talented filmmakers. Watch their films and many others from the Brooklyn College Film Festival on Frame by Frame via the CUNY TV YouTube channel and the CUNY TV app. Follow the Brooklyn College Film Department on social media for updates on these filmmakers and many other talented filmmakers. Please enjoy the show and thank you for watching.